Welcome back to the Morning Blend. This is a video from last year's local arts festival. It is a place to shop for beautiful art, but it also supports very important work. Research shows that participating in creative art is just one tool that helps in the prevention of suicide.
So today, the connection between art and suicide prevention and ways to help war veterans cope with mental health issues so that they don't consider taking their own lives. Gary Kunich is with the Milwaukee Veteran Affairs Medical Center, and Erin Maney is the suicide prevention coordinator there. Thanks for being here, both of you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Great to see you.
You know, I think it's such a sad topic to think that people who have fought for our country, you know, end up in a situation where they're so depressed considering suicide. And one of the statistics that we read is that there's 20 veterans a day who are committing suicide. Do you feel like this is a pretty big crisis that you're combating at the Milwaukee VA?
We know that's a great question, and I want to say thank you for having us on. I know this is a touchy subject, but it's important to talk about it, to bring it out in the open so we can all know how to help. In the Milwaukee VA, with our veterans and nationally, we see a growing trend with suicide, unfortunately, but we know also that every day veterans are taking the courageous step to come in and ask for help.
Good.
And we have an incredible amount of help available at the VA.
Mm-hmm. Do you consider it a crisis?
I would say on a personal level, every suicide is a crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And we understand that the VA alone isn't going to solve this crisis. We're trying to partner with everyone in the community to see what we can do. The VA is a small part of every veteran's lives, but their church, their family, their work, everyone has a role to play in suicide prevention.
Well, one of the things you hear about is wait times to get health or see a mental health professional. What are you looking at the VA in terms of wait times or someone being able to get in when they're saying they're in crisis?
I can tell you, and many people might not realize this, but we have 24/7 mental health access at the Milwaukee VA. If you're a veteran in crisis, we have immediate mental health access during the day. And then after hours, we have mental health professionals right on staff in our emergency department. So whatever that mental health crisis might be having suicidal thoughts or issues, you come in, you'll be seen immediately. Now, if you're an enrolled veteran for care, it might only take 2 or 3 days for your appointment. You can actually check that out online. VA.Access-to-Care.gov, I believe, is the website for that. And access-to-care.va.gov. And you can actually see the wait times for every single type of appointment at our Milwaukee VA.
It's wonderful that you have people on staff like that around the clock. You mentioned something that I think is important, and that is that the VA is part of this and working to try to find a solution. But it's the whole community. It's, you know, other options, your family, church, schools, things like that. And how are you working then as the VA with the community to try to help prevent suicide and to improve the mental health of veterans?
One of the things Erin and I are really excited about is we're working together, collaborating. They go to so many different community outreach events. They're on task force groups in the community. We're writing and telling stories about veterans, and we know each time we do that, it's saving a life and encouraging someone else to get care. Now we're in the process of collecting all of that, bringing that into one place. We want to revamp our website. We're going to shortly be asking people in the community to send us essays on how they've healed from suicidal thoughts, how they're coping, how they're helping other people cope. We're going to share that because, as you said, it really does take that community. Everybody out there knows a veteran. Everyone out there probably has a family member who has had a mental health issue. And we're trying to remove that stigma. Don't be afraid to talk about this because there are people who care and can help you. What is so awesome about the VA is we have the traditional cognitive therapy and medicine, but we also have this holistic care, aromatherapy, yoga, Tai Chi, creative arts, art, music, equestrian therapy, which brings into the Creative Arts Festival, which is huge. We have veterans we know who participate in that who will tell you it has saved their life.
So tell us how it works, because are the veterans creating the works of art that we're seeing at the festival, and then are all these works of art available for purchase?
You could talk to the veterans on the side. They're not available for purchase right there. I'm sure, I mean, many of these are veteran artists who are willing to do that. But these particular pieces of artwork are for the local Creative Arts Festival, more than 100 categories in, it could be charcoal, oil painting, ceramics, leatherwork.
Beautiful.
You name it. And the performing arts, music, singing, dance, creative writing, again, over 100 categories. The top winners go to the National Veteran, go national, and those winners can get invited to the National Veterans Creative Arts Festival, which will be held in Kalamazoo this year in October. And these veterans put on a 2-hour Broadway caliber stage show that will just blow you away. The art is phenomenal. I have to tell you a story here, and this is just amazing to me. I got to go to the National Veterans Creative Arts Festival a couple years ago, and we're writing stories, and this veteran puts his hands on my shoulders and he says, "You don't understand. This saved my life." And he had a traumatic brain injury. He used to write songs and poetry. After the injury, he could no longer write. His wife made him submit a poem he had written 10 years earlier. He made it to the national event, and he told me I was going to kill myself. He said, "I brought the gun with me. It was in my overnight bag. I had the rest stop picked out. I thought this was going to be a rinky-dink VA event. I walked in. I was embraced. They brought me to the VIP lounge. I talked to people for 4 hours just like me. I realized I wasn't alone. I went upstairs. I wrote my first song in 10 years, and now I've been coming back ever since. And even if I don't get selected, I pay my way. I tell other people about it. And it gives me goosebumps just telling you that. But I know by telling his story, that's going to reach someone and save their life. And that's where Erin comes in, because there are so many things that she can connect people with.
I love that. And we're going to tell you in just a second, the public has an opportunity to see this beautiful art that's going to be judged, and there are awards, and then some people might move on to nationals. What is the connection, though, between art? Because I'm always interested in knowing, even people who aren't formally artists can get healing benefits from art as it relates to mental health, suicide prevention.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think when people are needing mental health treatment, they can be a little off-put by the thought of sitting down with a therapist or going on medications. And so we have to be open-minded that there's other ways to help people heal. And art can be incredibly healing and open-ended, and it can really help a veteran tell their story.
Yeah, and that ability to express yourself, like you have talked about, I think is huge.
Absolutely. So people can take part in the Vets Visual Art Show. It's going on Tuesday, February 11th at 11 a.m., then February 12th and 13th at 8 a.m. There's also the Veterans Performing Arts Show, and that's February 14th on Valentine's Day at 2 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. It's right on National Avenue at the Milwaukee VA Medical Center. You can learn more by going to the website Milwaukee.VA.gov for more. And as always, that 24-hour Veterans Crisis Line is 1-800-273-8255, and then press 1 for help. Thanks so much, you guys.
Thanks for letting us share the story. It really means a lot to us. So, and anytime we can share this, and anytime you can help us share it, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you again to both of you. I appreciate it.